This is Lonely Pine Bee Farm here. I'm just going to do a little quick video on my new hive stand that I built and how I built it and the dimensions and measurements. I've got a few in my yard now. Like I said, I don't have a lot of hives, so we're working on building them up. But anyway, my old hive stands, what I would do was just concrete a 4x4 post in the ground and then build the stand from there. The only problem with that is if you ever decide you want to move your stands like I do, then technically you got a stand that you can't move. So here what we have is an 8-foot long, 20-inch wide hive stand made out of all treated wood. 2x6s for the top and 4x4 legs. You got 8 foot. Each of your cross braces are 17 inches, and I've got 6 of them. I've got 2 in the middle to help give support. I've done framing in my life and things like that, so I pretty much know that whenever you add support braces in between a long span like that, it tightens the whole thing up. If you was to remove them 2 braces right there, then you wouldn't be able to hold as much weight on that 2x6 and that 2x6. But by having your braces in the middle helps to equal out the amount of weight that can go on each 2x6. And then this 2x6 right here, basically the reason why I put that one in there, you don't really have to have it. I've got one on this end too, right here. The reason why that is because I'm not putting braces from the legs up. Whenever you put a brace in at this angle, it helps to keep any structure that you build from going this way. So them 17-inch 2x6s right there and right there will actually help the stand from moving side to side long ways this way. Like I said, all of it's treated wood. What I've done here at the bottom is screwed a treated 2x4 on the bottom of the legs and stuck out 2 inches. The reason why I did that is to help protect the bottom of the 4x4 legs from being exposed to the ground. The best way really to do that is to lay some type of concrete, something that's not going to rot, on the ground first, and then set your legs on top, because basically that eliminates the exposure of the end of the wood. Most people that do carpenter work, woodwork, knows that normally 95% of the time, probably 99% of the time, if you're going to get rot, termites, anything like that, it's going to be from the end of the board. So as you got right here, you got exposed wood. That's where your rot's going to start. It's not going to start on the flat sides. It's going to start on the ends of the cut. So basically I did that to help eliminate the exposure from the legs to the ground, and also to help support, even though them 4x4s are not only, they're only 20 inches long, but it also helps support the bottom of the legs from moving around. And if you was to bump it or fall up against it, or if your dog or anything was to hit your stand, it's not going to wobble. I can guarantee that this stand right here will hold an extreme amount of weight. So anyway, I was going to put concrete cap blocks down and then set the stand on top of it. Be honest with you people, that right there is probably going to last 10 to 15 to 20 years sitting like it is. So by the time that 2x4 at the bottom rots, I can always just lift one side up, put a new 2x4 at the bottom of it, screw it down, and it's done. So anyway, basically what I've got, you're going to need 3 2x6s treated. Make sure it's all treated, 8 foot long. You're going to need 1 4x4 post, 8 foot long. And if you want to put them 2x4s at the bottom of the legs, you can. You don't have to. I just went ahead and picked up an 8 foot long treated 2x4. Like I said, they're 8 foot, so you don't have to. 2 of them you don't have to cut. The other one, you probably need to get 4 just to be on the safe side. I had some scrap wood laying around from another stand I built, which is why I put them second 2x6s in right there. But 3 2x6s will build everything that you see here, except for maybe that 2x6 and that inside 2x6. You'll probably have to have an extra to do that. You don't necessarily have to put that one in there, but it does help give a little bit of support to the stand. But anyway, each one of them braces are 17 inches long, which gives you a total width of 20 inches. Now, most hive bodies are 19 and 7/8 of an inch. So basically, once you set your stand on top, once you set your hive, this is a little 3-frame nuke that my wife painted up for me. Once you set it on top, the edges, the very ends of your hive body itself will technically be on each one of them 2x6s. It depends on what type of bottom board that you use. Mine, sticks out a couple of inches, so I've got plenty of room. So you don't have to worry about your hives falling off or nothing like that, because technically, you'll have an inch either way to for your hives to sit on. If you want to make it a little bit narrower to give a little room in case something does happen and you bump it, I'm not too much worried about it. The stands that I've got in my bee yard now are not quite as wide. They're probably about 17 to 18 inches wide. But I've never had. We've had some pretty bad weather over here the last 2 or 3 years that I've had these beehives. But I've never had a hive slide forward or backwards. Not without me actually doing something stupid and knocking them over. But once you get the hive in place and you get the weight of the frame, the comb, the bees, that hive is not going nowhere. That box is not going to move. So I usually run 3 hives per stand. Put one there, and one there. That leaves me a little bit of room in between if I need to lay a box, or placing a top cover down. However I need to do it, that gives me a little bit of room. You can go 4 wide if you want. You don't necessarily have to go 4 wide. You can put as many as you want, as many as it'll fit. But I usually run 3 on each one of mine, and that gives me room on each side of the box to be able to work whenever I'm working my bees, going inside the hives. Gives me a little extra room on each side. So but that's basically it. You're going to need 3 2x6s, 8 foot long. Make sure it's all treated. 1 4x4, 8 foot long. Take one of your 2x6s and cut 17 inches, or if you want to make it a little bit narrow. The reason why I made mine 20 inches wide, because it's very sturdy that way. As far as moving this way, it's very sturdy. You don't have to worry about it tipping over, or if you was to accidentally bump up against it, it's not going to knock it over. You could probably be cutting grass and hit it with your lawnmower. It's not going to knock it over. So, and then your legs are 20 inches tall. So total I have is 21.5 inches from the ground up. If you want to leave that bottom one off, you can. The best way to do it, lay some cap blocks down. That way you can weed eat. You don't have to worry about the ground being in contact with the bottom of the 2x4. You can weed eat around it. You don't have to worry about your weed eater string hitting the leg, knocking the paint off. The treated wood will last a very, very long time in the weather. And then once you throw paint on it, that pretty much just doubles, maybe triples the amount of time that treated piece of wood will actually be able to sit out there without rotting. Plus, if you need to, I hate to say it, but I started spraying a little bit around my hives, just mainly the legs to keep the ants from crawling up, because I've tried everything in the brother to keep ants out of my hives, and I'm sorry, but nothing's been working. So basically what I do is I just take a little bit of ant spray right there at the bottom of the legs. I keep the grass cut around it right there at the bottom of the legs. Bees 99.9% of the time will not be down there. You don't have to worry about nothing. Don't do it on a windy day. That way you don't have to worry about the mist blowing onto your bees or anything. But I just spray a little bit around each leg. That keeps the ants out of it. About once a month. It really depends on the rain. If we have a lot of rain, you're going to have to do it pretty regular. But if you go a month, 2 months without any hard rain, You know, just a little bit of spray around each leg keeps the ants away. Um, I hate to say that because I am trying to go natural, but ants are a big problem in my area, so I do that. But anyway, that's my hive stand. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy my videos. I know it's not the most educational videos out there because I am a new beekeeper. I have only been doing it for about 2 or 3 years. So just letting you know kind of how I do my stuff. And but that's what we got. It's pretty heavy, so you know, with everything being treated, probably gonna have to have 2 people to tow it to the bee yard. So anyway, this is Lonely Pine Bee Farm. I hope everybody's doing well. God bless. We're out.